This week, I'll be reviewing Road of the Dead, another Flash game that I had played a short time after Gunbot. I figured, wow, 3D driving, blood, and zombies ought to be freaking sweet! Well, it is for a while, but your enthusiasm will probably change after playing it for a little while. Road of the Dead features a dude who is a mechanic that finds out that zombies have suddenly appeared. As in almost every other zombie game, you're not sure how the undead apocalypse happened, but instead are just told zombies are running rampant in the city, and that the military is eliminating them and also preventing any citizens from leaving the city. Of course, by preventing any citizens from leaving, that also means you. But it's your job to navigate 10 different paths, avoiding zombies, abandoned vehicles, the army, and panicking citizens. Of course, as you progress through the stages, you can earn points. You can use these points to upgrade several abilities. Some of these upgrades benefit your vehicle, while others the driver. To be honest, the vehicle upgrades should have taken a higher priority than the driver ones. They'll allow you to get farther, since many of them increase your protection. For example, the windshield allows you to withstand a few more bullets before your driver starts taking actual damage. The tires will allow you to run over more spike strips before you end up running on rims. The bumper allows you to smack more zombies without losing as much speed. Again, these are definitely more useful than the horn, perception mode, or even the body armor. And why would you need the body armor? Well, as I said, the military is preventing any sort of breach to outside the city limits. Because of this, they'll shoot at you on sight. Even if there's a ton of zombies in front of you, they'll decide that you're the primary target and fire at you, ignoring any zombies that may be closer. I don't get the logic here. Also, the panicking civilians may see you coming, but they also seem to always manage to get in your way. Hitting these innocents will actually dock you points. Although it's not much, it still dings your total, and when you first start, every little bit helps. You don't run into this problem with civilians, but on rare occasion when you run into a soldier or zombie, they'll cling onto your hood. Unless you have the firearm upgrade, you can use your fist to punch through the glass and then the enemy to knock them off, so you can see again. Later on in the game, you actually run into a zombie that purposely jumps on the hood. These guys are annoying, but eventually it's easy to figure out how to fake them out. Just know that if you get that far, be sure to upgrade so that you at least have a few bullets available. In addition to the humans and an undead littering the street, there's also these cars, buses, and trucks. Here's where one of the most frustrating issues with the game bears its head. The controls can be a bit wonky. First off, the turns are very stiff, even when you're driving on healthy wheels. The best way to turn is to constantly use the e-brake. Your car will never lose enough control to spin away, and instead while hitting objects, you'll just be pushed to the extreme side of the road. This road also happens to be the straightest road in the world. It's probably for the best this way, but some turns would have been awesome. Other than that, you only get a bunch of crap in the way that you have to dodge, so that eases up the challenge. For at least a little bit. And now we come to the biggest pain point for me. This fucking helicopter. It'll float in front of you and fire multiple shots. If you don't have a strong windshield or body armor, you're screwed. The only way to destroy the helo is to lure it to the extreme edge of the road and have it smash into an exit ramp sign 3 times. This is harder than it sounds, because remember, you have to dodge the helicopter bullets and other shit that's in your way. In addition to this, you have to dodge the spike strips and also the random explosive detonations. To be honest, this is where you really start noticing that, for the only guy trying to escape, the army is spending way too much time trying to take you down and not enough to eradicate the zombies. Fortunately, you don't have to make it out of the city in one life. If you do die, you restart back at the last checkpoint you reached. The only problem is that these checkpoints are spread out a bit thin, so you may end up replaying the same section 10 or more times before you finally get it right. In later segments, the constant combination of the army, vehicles, helicopters, and explosions will make things way too frickin' hard. The game really is a challenge, and maybe too much of one. I still can't finish the damn thing, regardless on how many times I drive missions and the upgrades I have. For the most part, I have to blame those helicopters. One last disappointing feature with the game is the music. In the intro scene, you get to listen to a heavy metal sounding song, but this cuts off with the emergency broadcast tone. So throughout the whole game, you have access to only a slower but more dramatic song, and also just background chatter on your scanner. Replaying stages means you have to listen to the chatter over and over, so it gets repetitive quickly. It would have been nice to choose whether or not you want to listen to the metal or the dramatic stuff. Me personally, I'd rather go for the metal when killing zombies. On a plus side, the graphics are phenomenal. The graphics are pretty advanced, but the 3D effects are pretty sweet looking. The vehicles all have similarities to their real world counterparts, and the blood and gore are extremely well done. Wiping the blood off your windshield by using the wipers has some pretty cool effects. That's does smashing full speed into a zombie dead center. It's just a shame that the explosions don't look nearly as good, as they really look out of place. Road of the Dead is a fun game, but a bit too hard for my liking. In fact, if I didn't know any better, I'd say it's impossible to complete. If you do manage to finish it, you can unlock a few extra modes, such as a survival where you last as long as possible, and also a form of this where you're timed, and the only way to get more time is to make the zombie roadkill. Overall, it's definitely worth a play, but I wouldn't spend too much time on it if you get stuck on a stretch road. Final score? 3 out of 5. This is Reaper. Happy fragging.